Now we all know the Fitzroy Lions ended up merging with the Brisbane Bears at the end of 1996, but in the late 70s, serious consideration was given to Fitzroy relocating to Sydney. And in this video we're going to see what that team, the Sydney Lions, may have looked like. Fitzroy's colours of red, blue and gold work really well together, so I don't think you really need to change anything there. For their home Guernsey, the Sydney Lions were going to wear an almost identical design to that of Fitzroy's, with the FFC monogram being replaced by an SFC monogram. But I think as time passed, the Lions would have adjusted their Guernsey to incorporate Sydney more into its identity. So much like South Melbourne did, we're going to incorporate the Sydney Opera House design that's now become iconic for the Sydney Swans into this Sydney Lions Guernsey. So we've got a red jumper with a blue top half and blue shorts. I've also replaced the monogram with the lion logo that Brisbane added to their jumper after the merger. For the away Guernsey, I think just the home jumper with white shorts works really well. This is what Fitzroy wore for their away games back in the day, and a number of teams in the AFL still do this. So I think their home jumper is one of those ones that will work really well with white shorts. For the Clash Guernsey, I've gone with a white jumper, as I think that works best to kind of separate it from the very colourful home jumper. So I've come up with two designs for this Clash jumper, one of which has a mostly red front, but the overall kit will still be white. So it should still work to avoid that clash while still keeping the tradition of the red front of the Fitzroy Guernsey alive. While the other is a white jumper that keeps the blue top half from the home Guernsey, but doesn't have any red on it. I think out of the two, I do really like the red jumper, but I think the white and blue jumper would probably work best. So you're trying to avoid clashes with teams who wear mostly red Guernseys, so someone like the Gold Coast Suns or something like that, for example. So having a Guernsey that's just devoid of any red and just white, blue and gold probably works best to kind of separate that clash. So this is the identity of the Sydney Lions with their logo, their home, away and clash jumpers. So the big question about this relocation is, what would this have meant for the Bears and South Melbourne? With South Melbourne moving to Sydney and Brisbane merging with Fitzroy, it meant there was two less Victorian teams in the league. But with this, we've still got South Melbourne. So the question then is, do they potentially merge with Brisbane to create the Brisbane Swans? Or something like that. It's always interesting to wonder the different ramifications that these alternate relocations and mergers would have had on the AFL. So guys, that's about it for this episode. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts on the Sydney Lions. What do you think about Fitzroy relocating to Sydney instead of South Melbourne? And what do you think of these designs? How would you like to see this team look out there on the field? Also, remember to let us know in the comments what else you'd like to see us explore in the AFL What If series. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.